Y'all, I have made a big mistake in my van. I got in it today to go drive it around, and the last 2 days it has rained, okay? Yeah, you see that thing? I left the cover, like the top up. So yeah, So rain got all in my van. Like this part, the wood part up here, I'm gonna have to take down. Like you can see the water where it got wet right there. And I know like the insulation is wet under there. Oh, I'm so mad at myself right now, y'all. Like, I can't believe I did that. But yeah, I'm gonna have to take that down here like by the end of the day probably, and let that be airing out so I don't get mold. I'm probably going to replace the insulation right in that area. Thankfully my van kind of sits towards the front where I park it at in the backyard, so it all the water kind of lean forward. And my bed right here, I got towels on it right now trying to soak up some of the water, but all this was soaking wet. Like you can see, like it got wet like all up under there, you can see. So I'm just trying to get stuff soaked up right now. I'm gonna go run some errands and just get some heat circulating in here to try to air out some of this. But yeah, but that didn't get wet. It's just cold. I am going to trim those down eventually, but yeah, it doesn't like it like flooded or anything, but it did get pretty wet in some of these areas through here in the floor and stuff. And then of course the bedding part. Oh, I'm so mad at myself. But one good thing is I left those containers in here, the ones with the yellow lids I had in here in Sunday's video that I posted, and it caught a bunch of water in the top. I was like, hallelujah, praise the Lord. So that was a little bit of a win. It was like, yes, yes. But yeah, so we're just gonna let everything air out. I mean, what else can you do? Lesson learned, right? I told my dad, he goes, oh well, guess you just learn. I'm just so like bummed about it, honestly. But I mean, it's like my dad said, it's a lesson learned, you know. I won't ever let that happen again. Oh, gosh. Oh, I can't believe I did that. Anyway, I am off to just go for a ride. Maybe even get some lunch. If I stop anywhere, I will show you guys. And maybe me taking down all of this to air it out later today. This is not the day off from work that I had planned. But it's life. It never goes as you have planned. So anyway, I'll see y'all in a bit. Alright, y'all, so just got back home. Made me a salad with some leftover chicken from an event at work. And I bought the lettuce from Walmart, but this is hands down the best dressing ever. And I saw that they had it. So yeah, we're gonna put some of that stuff right on top. Oh yeah. Okay. I'll see y'all when I get done eating. Alrighty guys, so it appears that most of the moisture got in through like this side right in here. So I'm wondering, I mean obviously it came in when it rained, but I think like through this too, you know, from the actual fan part that was open because the top was open. But I'm almost wondering guys if these screws aren't leaking too, and I might have to do some more lap sealant on those underneath. And there's like little gaps right there. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, that little crack, or like the little gap, crack, whatever you want to call it. And there's one right there as well. I think I got a whole other thing of lap sealant, and there's some moisture right there too. So no, it's not moisture. I thought it was. It looked exactly like it, like condensation. But yeah, it doesn't appear. And obviously there's moisture coming there because the screw's rusted right there. So, and it didn't get too bad underneath here on the wood, so I'm gonna let that air out pretty good. I'm gonna drive this thing for the next like few days, or maybe the next week, just to kind of use it, get the airflow in it, and get everything really dried out in here. And the carpet's like wet down here, so I'm gonna let that, I might pull it up right here. And oh, what a nightmare. So yeah, that's what I did. That's what I found. But luckily it appears that the fan is still working just fine. No damage to anything electrical in there. Thank goodness. Ugh, it was a hard lesson learned. I can't believe I did that still. There was a little bit right here and moisture right there, but I'm just going to put a crap ton more lap sealant on like the screws and everything again. But I got to get up top and clean off the top too, and I'll put more around the screws up there and then underneath as well. And I'll do that some other day, because that ain't going to happen today. But maybe tomorrow, if I get up early enough, which I know I won't, I'll say, oh, I'll do it in the morning, but I ain't going to get up that early before I go to work. It's just like, you know, you get ahead and then it's like 2 steps back. I don't know though. This is more like just 1 step back, I would say. But I get there. It's a whole learning thing, guys. 1, I know not to leave the top open anymore when I'm not going to be driving the van for days and there's a possibility of rain. Also, I need to put more lap sealant underneath. So yeah, another lesson. And this board is actually dried out right here. That's pretty much dried out now. It's still a little damp, but not bad. And of course the wood down here is still wet. I'm just gonna leave the door open on the van for a little bit today. I'm gonna pull this carpet up in a minute down here. And because my knees are soaking wet from sitting on this, kneeling down on this. We'll see how it looks underneath. Here. Okay, so it looks like it's actually more damp. This stuff at the front. I mean, more so on this side is what I meant. Alright guys, so I got this pull back. I'm gonna let that dry out for like a week. And then also the roof and the... Oh, my nose is itching. And also my bed that you saw me take out. And just keep the windows down, drive with the windows down a lot. I'm going to leave the doors open on the van for like the next couple of hours. And then I'll close that up for night. Well, close it up for the night, that's what I meant. But anyway, I don't really know what else to say other than I'm going to be positive about this and everything is going to work out just fine. That's what I'm going to say. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Just thought I'd share that with you because, you know, it does happen. And I think people need to feel like they're not alone when stuff like this happens, whether it's by mistake that they made or just Mother Nature doing its thing. You know, it's just part of owning a van that you've converted and the potential happenings of moisture getting into your van because you left the max air fan open during 2 days of rain, non-stop rain. But that's all I got for you today, guys. I will see you next video. Bye. Peace, right? Peace. Try to be as peaceful as we can as a society.